Hi there, I'm going to be making a hybrid for the Sky Hybrid War. This is no easy task as, Maggie and Volt are pretty powerfully made hybrids. But I do have ways I can defeat them. Starting with my original hybrid, I actually made this before the original rules were set out. Porto Calignathus. Its name means orange jaw. Its base is made of the Tropiognathus, for a long beak and a decent size. Its teeth are off of the Rhampharynchus. These teeth were insane, as they were adapted for eating fish. The bill is also done by the Draco toucan for thickness, which also gives us some nice ridges as well. Next up, this is probably where people are going to think I'm stealing genes from Zane Reborn, the vampire bat. This guy is just very overpowered. Sorry, I had to use him. For iron distribution, this way not only can the teeth be iron, his claws be iron, and his beak be iron, but also for the base of muscles. This will allow for better transportation on land, which will be very important, as I'll be mentioning in a bit. Another one from Volt, Cunepegopterus, which people just call the monkey dactyl. Cunepegopterus for its hands, because they are prehensile, has a thumb. I can use this for better climbing, for on land. We'll talk about this again later. Harpy eagle talons for better grip, and for better slicing. And also for better hanging on in the trees. Peregrine falcon wings for greater speed. Nothing's going to be anywhere near as Maggie and Maddie, but it can make us faster for chasing down targets. The grizzly bear for smell. Grizzly bears can smell up to 20 miles away. This will be great for tracking down prey. The raven's brain is very intelligent and is great and definitely better than the African the African gray parrot when it comes to battle, because it's just better for problem solving. Not saying that African gray parrots aren't just as intelligent. The hero shrew. You might have never heard of these guys. The hero shrew is known for their bones. Now, I can't increase bone density because we need hollow bones in order to fly, but hero shrew bones interlock in a way that makes them better to impact. The parenti. This is where we'll start talking about why the ground is good. Parentis have a venom that causes immense bleeding. This isn't a killing venom, so technically things like possums aren't technically immune to this. This is more pain venom. Parenti venom is used to keep the wound open and keep it bleeding and prevent blood clot. This is important so that when we make big wounds with our huge teeth, they will continuously bleed, causing them to eventually have to land from the immense bleeding and immense pain from the large open wounds. And of course, when you have to land, from all the betterness we have, this will cause him to be better on land. All the betterness, I mean in the land. Sorry, I'm using weird terms. Grizzly bear also gives us stronger forearms and stronger back legs, which we're also using base legs and feet from the Draco toucan for better jumping. I've seen these guys jump in person. It's pretty crazy. But with grizzly bear, it has stronger muscles in its back legs and hip, allowing it to stand up on its hind legs longer than most pterosaurs. And with stronger arms, this will allow for it to hit its targets if it wants to. Probably not going to do this very often, but it's an extra move if it needs to. After grounding pterosaurs, it will then hunt them down, especially with its really good sense of smell, and find them and, end them. This pterosaur was made before I actually knew that you could do groups against them. We'll get back to that. Right now, let's talk about his stats. His height is 6 feet. His weight is 80 pounds, which is less than normal Tropiognathus, but if Volt is allowed to be 70 pounds and Thalassodromeus are bigger than Tropiognathus and are heavier, then you know what, mine can be 80 pounds. Length is 8.5 feet. Bite force is 75 newtons. Running speed 50 to 70 miles per hour. Cruising flight speed 60 miles per hour. Rushing flight speed 100 to 150 miles per hour. Probably not exactly that, but probably a little bit less. Diving flight speed, because of his large weight, 270 to 290. But again, not going to be very controllable, so it's kind of a very risky move, and probably is less. Grip strength, probably around 5 newtons. Its name is Portocalagnathus, which means orange jaw. If you're lazy, we can call it port key. And let's go through the ingredients again. Tropignathus for the base, vampire bat for iron distribution and running speed, Toko toucan for its jump and for the beak, grizzly bear for the scent, increased arm strength, and increased leg/hip strength, hero shrew for the bone interlocking, Coonpegopterus for the thumbs, the crow for its big brain, peregrine falcon for speed, harpy eagle for talons, rhamphorhynchus for the teeth, and parenti for the venom. There we have it. That's Portocalagnathus. But this is not all, as now that I know you can have a group against Volt and Maggie, well, I made some more. This is Takamano, meaning the quick one, and Algiamano, meaning the pain one. Now, their genomes are rather good, especially to help. Meganeura for the base of Takamano. This will allow it for fast flight, seeing as it is a dragonfly, who are the fastest flying insects, and give it a decent size base. The tiger beetle for the legs, as these things are very fast, running a little bit over 2 meters per second, which might not sound very fast. It's about 5 miles per hour. When you consider how small, when you consider the size of tiger beetle and how fast that is insane. Also for the jaw, and Dobson fly to help increase the size of the jaw a little bit. And tiger beetle bites are not something you want. The bullet ant for the stinger. We'll be seeing some similarities between Takamano and Algiamano in the genes. Yeah, the bullet ant for the stinger, because it's incredibly painful, which could also cause them to have to land because of the immense pain. The ironclad beetle for the exoskeleton. These guys can straight up... Ironclad beetles can take hits from literally cars that weigh a bit more than a ton going at max speed. So, especially seeing as these guys are bigger, which means they have thicker exoskeletons, I don't think these guys are dying easily. Arthropleura to help increase the size, and for Takamano, we have the Goody Sapphire Ornamental Tarantula. This was a bit of a late entry into Takamano's genome. I thought of it and I realized Goody Sapphire Ornamental Tarantulas cause muscle pain and even muscle lockage, meaning you can't move your muscles from the pain. This is also a pain kind of venom, meaning that it's not the kind of venom that possums are incredibly immune to. Now let's go, Goody Sapphire Ornamental, that means it can literally stop them from flying midair and causing their muscles to not move. This isn't incredibly quick acting, but it's pretty quick. Algiamano, meaning the pain one, has Mazatheros for the base, and the wheelbug for the bite. Wheelbug, and technically the venom, wheelbugs are the most painful bite of, I'm pretty sure, any insect, as it feels like a bullet, apparently, and also can cause inflammation and numbness. That's not good. The bullet ant, again, for its stinger, this is going to be insanely painful. Ironclad beetle, again, for the exoskeleton. This will be pretty important. And Arthropleura to help increase the size. Now, we're not going to be immensely increasing the size, as you'll see right here. Let's talk first about Takamano's stats. Its name, if you're lazy, is Tak, T-A-K. Its weight is 77.5 ounces. Meganeura was very light. This is heavier than Meganeura. Its length is 3 feet. Bite force is probably 60 to 75 newtons, probably a bit less. Running speed on land is 16.5 miles per hour. Cruising flight speed, 34 miles per hour. Rushing flight speed, 45 miles per hour. And its genome is Meganeura for the base, tiger beetle for the bite and for the legs, Dobson fly for the increasing the jaw size, the bullet ant for its sting, the ironclad beetle for the exoskeleton, Arthropleura to help increase the size, and Goody Sapphire Ornamental Tarantula for the venom. And now to Algiamano, its weight is 8.3 ounces, its length is 3.2 feet, not including the little tail streamers that are added from the Mazatheros. Its running speed is 30 miles per hour. Wait. Okay, sorry, ignore that. Hold up. What? Huh? Okay, no, its running speed is, like... Okay, sorry. Its running speed is about, it's like... The running speed is around 10 miles per hour, probably less. The cruising flight speed is about 30 miles per hour. Here we go. Yeah, no, I messed up here. And the rushing flight speed is about 40 miles per hour. Now, for the genomes, it's Mazatheros for the base, Wheelbug for the bite/the venom, the bullet ant for the sting, the ironclad beetle for the exoskeleton, the arthropluera to help increase the size. Yeah, Algiamano has less genome than Takamano, definitely. Hey, something special about the ironclad beetle. Technically, not only is the jaws of Takamano now just as strong as this part of the exoskeleton, the stinger is technically a modified part of the exoskeleton, meaning both of these guys has much better stingers now. These guys' goal is going to be to ground you. Everyone working together, including Portacalognathus, is to be to ground you, where Portacalognathus has the advantage and will destroy you. Plus the immense bleeding, the immense pain, and muscle lockage. And if you're immensely bleeding from Portacalognathus and your wound is open, and that is stung, the open wound, that is insanely painful. Also, thing to note, I didn't add many immunities from these guys, but they don't really need them. The bugs, I remember Zainreborn mentioning something about adding built-in bug repellent. You could do that. Sorry to burst your bubble, you actually can't. There are no real animals that have technical true built-in bug repellent. I mean, there are animals that are, like, predatory to bugs that, like, repel bugs, sort of, but that's not really gonna matter in this fight. Nor would actual bug repellent, because bug repellent really bugs don't like it. That's not gonna stop the bugs from, well, going ow, ow, ow on you. And... to final up, I'm really sorry for using so many of, not so many, but a good amount of the same genomes as these guys, or as Vault and Maggie, but, I mean, those are, like, kind of the number one genomes that people would be using, even if you hadn't added them. Cunepagangopterus, the Crow, the Peregrine Falcon, Harpy Eagle, Vampire Bat, you know those guys. So, I'm sorry, but I don't really think you can put me down for that, as I'm sure other people would have used them. Now for the team name. Since we're using the ironclad beetle, we're naming this Team Ironclad. Yup, that's right, Team Ironclad, after the entire ironclad beetle. I'd like to see how this fight goes out. We will be doing this in the zone. It really doesn't matter. Even if you're put down over the ocean, that doesn't mean he's going to come down and kill you. It means you're going to be let drown. Oh, another thing to note, thing with birds, even if they were somehow immune to the venom, birds, especially birds of prey really, just birds of prey, have special feathers in their wings that have veins in them, pretty big veins, and if those are just broken, those will bleed out and kill the bird, which is why there's actually not a lot of people out there who own birds of prey without big licenses. It's illegal to not own a bird of prey without a falconry license, because it's pretty hard, because they can break their bones, but they can also break those, and they will bleed out. But yeah, Team Ironclad is ready for battle. I would like to see how this fight turns out. I'm very excited for this. And, oh yes, now let's get to the lore. I forgot, I added lore to these guys, because unlike Maggie and Volt, these weren't made by good scientists. A bad scientist, very bad scientist, known as Dr. Aloan, made Portacalognathus, Algiamano, and Takamano. They were incredibly abused. Their purpose was actually not fighting Maggie or Volt. It was actually fighting Maddie, the original Maddie, as he felt that it was still stronger, as it had more experience than both of them. They were about to fight, and they were fighting. They were now, since they didn't trust them at all after all of the, well, abuse, they were using the kind of manticore brain stuff, basically controlling their minds. It was a big fight, and it was very close, but eventually, Portacalognathus, Algiamano, and Takamano got through their mind control and killed all the scientists, where they actually ended up being adopted by none other than me. They live with me now. Yeah, these are my friends. They're very nice. I mean, okay, it's easy. It's kind of easy trying to take care of Algiamano and Takamano. They're not too big, only 3 feet in length. But Portacalognathus, he breaks a lot of stuff. He breaks a lot of things. But he's still a very good boy. They do not trust many people, except for me, except if I like that person. So pretty much they don't trust most people. But yeah, now that the lore is over, Team Ironclad is completely ready for battle. I'm very excited to see how these guys fight, and I'm very excited to see what direction the Sky Hybrid War goes into. It was great making a hybrid. Now let's get to the battling.